All right, here's Jim Barker to talk about when you came into the studio. You said that was one of the weirdest games I've ever seen, and you've seen a lot of CFL games. I mean, before, and that was before we got to that single point that ended up being the difference.
Yeah, that was at halftime. I said this was the most bizarre game ever because it was kind of a good game, but there was so many CFL things happening. You got missed field goals, but they're making rouges.
Yep.
So it's 3-3 at half, 3 rouges and a field goal. I mean, it was just a bizarre game. You had players making great plays, but then you had, a player like Trevor Harris just throwing a ball where it had no business being thrown. So it was just one of those great CFL finishes. And again, you had a young player who's only been up here for a couple weeks.
Let's talk about him, CJ Sims. Is that that's got to be a coaching mistake,
Here's the way it works, is in training camp, you always go through rules, and you go through and you talk about it, and I'm sure they had. But he came in late, never had the situation of the kickoff going over his head. The coach should have taken him on the side, the special teams coach, and said, okay, CJ, whatever, don't let it go over your head.
Yeah.
We can lose this game if they get 1 point. And sure enough, the ball goes over, and you can see him there just jogging.
Yeah.
Like in the U.S., when that ball goes in, ball comes out, it's offense's ball.
Yeah.
Up here, lose game, because ball comes out, and you've given up a point. You can see Chris Jones there, like, he understands it's his fault.
Yeah.
He understands ultimately this was a coaching error.
Yeah.
And, but you see it happen in this league where players just short circuit. Either he never was ever told, or he just short circuited and thought, oh, yeah, that one they told me about, if I don't bring it out, it's a single.
Well, you think they would talk to him right before he goes out for such a crucial moment of the game.
You would think so.
And the Elks turned their offense back to Taylor Cornelius for this one. How would you assess Cornelius's performance here?
Well, during the game at halftime, I called him Taylor Conundrum because he is a true conundrum. I don't know what to make of him. He'll scramble and look like the quintessential Canadian League football quarterback.
Yeah,
and you'll say, wow, this guy, he can do it. He can avoid contact. You look at him here. He avoided rushes. He was able to make big first downs. And then he has little short throws that he throws behind a guy. They had a play in the first half. All he's got to do is just lay the ball to the guy, hit him. If he hits him waist up, it's touchdown. And he throws it back behind him, and the young man couldn't make the play. And he just does those kinds of things. And again, just like the last play, they have a chance they're on the 50-yard line, 10 yards to put them in field goal range.
Yeah.
And if they don't make the field goal, now you've got that exciting play of Alford trying to get it out and the Elks trying to keep him in on a missed field goal. So it was coming down to be just a phenomenal thing. And then Cornelius throws the ball behind the guy on a curl or a dig route.
Oh, man.
He had no chance. Went right to Nick Marshall, and it's game over. And now Edmonton goes 0-5, back to Commonwealth, where they've got that
long losing streak going back to 2019
or 19 in a row.
Yeah.
And their next game there is against the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Yeah.
And again, they play Saturday against Ottawa, who just got their first win.
Yep. Jeremiah Masoli will be playing against his old team.
Jeremiah Masoli coming back, and it should make for an exciting game. But should Hamilton not win that in Ottawa, you're going to have 2 winless teams playing with this record on the line, and things
are getting fun, Jim. Things are getting fun in the CFL.
It's crazy. I honestly believe that loss streak, which it's the largest in any sport of having now. They haven't won a game since 2019 in their home field.
Yeah.
That had something to do with them benching Taylor Cornelius against the Argos. Because against the Argos, he played a great first half.
Right.
And they're in the third quarter. The Argos are ahead by 4 points, and they took him out. And I believe there's a lot of pressure. They put another quarterback in who on the first play fumbled the ball, who ironically
is no longer with the team.
He is now with Hamilton.
That's right.
And he will be back there for this big game that comes up next week. So it's the CFL at its finest. I mean, it's not always beautiful, but the finishes and the things to talk about by the water cooler the next day are endless.
I love it, and it's getting fun. And as Jim alluded to, the Elks looking to snap that home losing streak against the Tabbies next week. Riders will host the Stamp, so that'll be interesting. But Jim, thanks for joining us here.
Great to come by.
This was so much fun. Yeah, let's have a little look at the schedule for the rest of Week 5. Friday Night Football, Bombers hosting the Stamps. Winnipeg, a 7.5-point favorite. All these odds brought to you by FanDuel. Saturday, Red Blacks, Tabbies dueling. And the week capped off by the Owls and the Lions, BC, a 7.5-point favorite.